One of the greatest risks that faces humanity over the next 2.5, 3.5, maybe close to 8 years, that is the Donald Trump possible presidency, is the impact of pausing progress in science and medical technology. And we're already way behind in many of these areas. We haven't made nearly as much progress as we would like. Climate science halted, space travel, I guess, sort of restarted in a way that's going to be good for military contractors by Donald Trump a few days ago, but not good overall. Alternative energy, I mean, just laughable. The idea that we are going to be helped by the current administration in alternative energy progress. And last week, I told you about that AIDS research team that bailed on working for the White House because they said Donald Trump just doesn't care. He just does not care about this issue. I have even worse news for you. The science division of the White House has now been left empty as the final staffers have bailed. This is the Office of Science and Technology Policy. It is now unstaffed. They had 3 staffers left who were sort of holdovers from the Obama era. They are all gone. They dealt with STEM education. They dealt with biotechnology. They dealt with crisis response. Kumar Garg, who's a former staffer under Obama in that office, he sent out a tweet where he said, by close of business today, the number of staffers in the White House's OSTP's science division equals 0. What's the explanation for this from the Donald Trump administration? They say, oh, don't worry. The work is all going to be done. It's going to be done elsewhere because this was a division that got way too big under President Obama. Isn't it a good thing to take science seriously enough and technology seriously enough that you would actually have a proper full staff, which, by the way, was of 9, 3 of whom were left after President Obama left office? We have more and more serious issues on our planet related to science and technology. Why wouldn't we want that to be a robust department?
Well, you have to honestly wonder if vacancy is better for this division, because if you look at some of Donald Trump's pick for cabinet positions, you have Scott Pruitt for the EPA, you have Rick Perry for the Department of Energy. So while progress on this issue may be stagnant for the rest of 4 years, at least it won't reverse course.
Okay, it's Pat Silver Lining Ford making an appearance today, who's bringing up a fair point, which is, isn't it better to have no one in these positions? Because that way no one's doing damage.
Sure.
Because we can't even reasonably expect progress to be made. That's interesting. We're quickly getting to what might be an inflection point in American history and progress. An inflection point is a point in a curve at which a change in the direction of the curve, of the curvature occurs. So if you look at the image that's up on the screen, this is sort of representative of if you imagine a plane leaving Boston's Logan Airport. A slightly different direction when you leave Logan Airport could lead to that plane ending up in Oslo, Norway, or Frankfurt, Germany. The idea being that small differences initially compound over time, and small changes early can leave you in drastically different places later. This is arguably such a moment for humanity in so many ways, and we couldn't possibly have a worse person at the helm at this time. Progress in many areas has already slowed significantly. I'm reading Tyler Cowen's book, The Complacent Class. We're going to be interviewing him in a couple of weeks. And he talks about how, transportation speeds have basically been stagnant. If anything, they've slowed down because of more car traffic and airplanes being slowed down to save fuel. Major medical developments have slowed down. Infrastructure has slowed down. Wages are stagnant. Space travel is stagnant. And while we're arguably on the cusp of big advancements in those areas, we won't know that until it happens. And lots of people don't get it. They like Trump, nationalism, go USA, we're winning. The truth is that the lack of winning that society has been seeing for a long time goes above and beyond Donald Trump. And clearing out the science and technology office at the White House could not be a bigger disaster.
It's also quite strange, too, because a lot of these topics are not very controversial. You have science, technology, engineering, math, crisis aversion, all that stuff. It's not as controversial as, say, climate change is.
It's just because they don't care. You're spot on, which is why is this even so controversial? It's like, hey, we don't really need people doing things and hiring people to work at the White House. let's just shrink it. Doesn't matter if they'd be doing work that is almost universally considered to be good work. Today's episode made possible by Tagadab, the hosting specialist. Tagadab offers a range of flexible hosting packages, including dedicated VPS and cloud server options. They also do custom server solutions and co-location services. Tagadab has a really user-friendly interface and excellent customer support team. Their expert hosting specialists also are their friendly support team, and they give customers full access to their knowledge and service, with over 70% of Tagadab's business coming from repeat orders and recommendations and a Trustpilot review rating of 9.7 out of 10. You know that Tagadab takes their customer service very, very seriously. With a growing number of people interested in moving their businesses and projects to the cloud, Tagadab is offering you, as a David Pakman Show viewer or listener, a 20 British pound free credits, about 24 US dollars, to all new customers signing up to give you a chance to try their services. To take advantage of it, go to signup.tagadab.com/TDPS for more information on their cloud, VPS, and dedicated server features. Once again, signup.tagadab.com/TDPS. Use the discount code TDPS20.